And I began music when I was very young. I was 6, 7 years old. So more than 65 years I've been thinking. So the language of music is a language that I can think in. I began first by playing. And then I began to ask myself the question of where does music come from? And for a long time, then I thought, well, if I want to understand where music comes from, then let me try to write music. Then I'll find out. But I never found out. Let's start again. I'm going to start again. So 50 years later, I realized I didn't know the answer. Then I understood that I was asking the wrong question. The question really is not where music comes from, but what music is. And I'm now playing with this idea of music as a kind of exchange, as the way that we talk to each other. It's a language with which we communicate with other human beings. If there was no one listening to us, there would be no reason for music. So for me, the transaction between the composer and the player and the person listening is a complete cycle. I write theater music. I'm a theater composer. Now what that means is that the inspiration for the music comes from my association with other elements like movement, text, image, and then music. Now these are the 4 elements. That is like the earth, air, fire, and water. It's the only elements there are in the theater. But it means that the inspiration of the music doesn't come from the language of music itself, but comes from something that's external to music. And that's a very interesting difference between composers. Question for a lot of composers, especially young composers, they always ask when they're going to find their voice. And there's a certain kind of anxiety about that for a young composer. And in fact, most people will find a voice. If you are spending time actually writing music and thinking about music, it comes. But that's not the real question. The question isn't how to find the voice, but how to get rid of the voice. You can find it, but to get rid of it is very difficult. The trouble is I never got rid of it. If you listen to the music I wrote in '76 and you listen to the music I'm writing now, they sound very different. But if you listen to piece by piece, the change is very gradual. It's like looking at yourself in a mirror. You always seem to see the same person. Eventually that person will be getting older. It won't be the young woman of 12 or 14 or 16 or 20 or 25. But when that moment of awareness comes, you suddenly realize, oh, that's happened. But to be aware of it is almost impossible. What I'm looking for now is time. I need time to write and time to work, and I've written a lot of music, but there's more music to write that I would like to do, so I'm trying to find the time to do it.